always 100% right? I'm not saying we are. I will say we do our best. We have no ulterior motive here, other than Kashruth. We have no ulterior motive to keep anybody in business. Rafi Amar is not my friend. He's not our behavior's friend. He's not our personal friend from anywhere. There's no shaykhus to him other than through the COR. We just feel that that's the right decision in this case. And that's why we're doing it, period. No other reasons. That doesn't mean you have to agree with it. You can say we're wrong. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But that's what we feel, and we feel it's the right decision in this case. Now, independent of that, once we come to that conclusion, now the question is, okay, who's going to be the mashgiach? So we have a relationship problem here. I can't put somebody into a place where I know it's headed for disaster. It's just not going to work. I have to be practical in life too. Okay? See, you're not being removed there because he's right. and and he knows that too. Right? He knows that we're not saying that he's right because we made it very clear to him, both through the allegations that he had against him, and in particular for that particular story, we also made it very clear, and that's why we let you go Shabbos, to prove that point. Okay? So that was made very clear that we're not taking his side of the story, and he knows that as well. And listen, he's not happy with some of the things we're doing either. You know? If we take his side, we wouldn't be implementing certain things, and he's not very happy about it, and he expressed his dissatisfaction as well. That's the way it goes. We made our decision. You know what they say, a fair compromise, and both sides go away equally upset. So both sides are going to be upset. That's the way it goes. We made our decision what we think concerning his hashgacha. As far as the mashgiach goes, we would like to find you another job, but as far as this position goes, it won't last anyway. We'll put you in there, you get into a fight, 3 days later we're going to have to leave.
Simply not true. I will.
It is true.
It's not. I can bring you in.
Not because of you. Not because of you. It's not a tight against you. It's because there's too much heat there.
But there isn't. There is
It
nothing.
is on his side, not on your side. They're angry. Whether you like it or not, they are upset. And once
It doesn't affect anything in the kitchen. Rafi is there maybe 10 minutes in a week. I mean, you can ask.
I'm a little older than you.
Okay, I can bring you 10 mashgichim that have worked there that will tell you all the praises they sing of me, the staff, how they love me. There is no problem. No, I'm saying there is no problem with anyone there with anything.
It's not a reflection on you.
No, Rafi simply wants to get rid of me. He will say there will be fights. He will say whatever.
But he'll make the fight. He'll make the fight. What's going to help? It's a reality.
He can't make any fight. Even that thing that happened at La Park, that wasn't a fight. His wife pushed me. I called COR. That was it. He decided to go and call the police. There was no fight. There was no argument. There wasn't anything.
No, if that wasn't a fight, then I don't know what a fight is. We already tried.
A fight requires two parties. If he just goes, walks in and says, hey, I'm calling the police, that's not a fight.
It doesn't. We already tried it. We tried to perpetuate the relationship. It didn't start with your allegations. This started with Rafi Amar calling the COR and demanding a change of mashgichim. And we tried our best to perpetuate the situation. We tried very much. Because nobody wanted this to change. Nobody wanted you out of there. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted this to break down to this level. But it did. After a week, through no fault of your own, Rafi Amar started a fight in La Park, ad kidei kach, that he called the police over it.
Right.
So we can't perpetuate that situation.
You're telling me you gave him all this whole list of rules and things he has to follow. One of them can be, don't fight with the mashgiach. I mean, I'm not starting anything. If you want, you can put a video camera in the kitchen. You can watch exactly who starts what. I don't do anything. If he wants to start something, he'll do it with whoever he doesn't like. He doesn't like the next mashgiach? Oh, let's start a fight with him, get a new one. It doesn't work that way. You can't just start fights with whoever he wants and then replace the guy. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, it doesn't make sense.
So it has to make sense.
It doesn't. Right. That's the way it goes in the world.
With hashgacha, it's very different. Like in New York, they don't like the hashgacha, they go somewhere else. They don't like it, they don't want to follow this rule, get someone else. They don't like the mashgiach, get someone else. It's not the way Kashruth works.
How do you know?
That's not the way Kashruth should work. That's not the proper way for Kashruth to work.
How do you know?
The most important thing is to keep everything kosher. Not to make sure the owner's happy. It has to be kosher.
The owner happy. If an employer doesn't work with the mashgiach, they change the mashgiach. That's the way it works. Go check with the organization. What do you think? They force the mashgiach on the person? The person has, I don't like this guy. Why? I don't know. I don't like the way his nose fits on his face. I don't know.
It's too bad. It's not his choice.
How do you know?
It's not his choice.
How do you know that's the way they operate?
What's most important is the kashrut.
How do you know?
That's what I'm telling you.
How do you know? Tell me, how do you know? Did you check with the OU?
Well, so why don't you tell me, how does the COR work?
Star K?
Tell me, how does it work? The COR doesn't like what's it called?
No.
The caterer doesn't like the mosquito? They just get rid of the mosquito?
No. But when there ends up the police being called, we have to look at it whether this is a viable option.
Well, hopefully he won't try something like that again with another mosquito or with anybody.
We're not ready to make that, we're not ready to go there.
Like I said, if you'd like, you can put a video device in the kitchen. You can watch exactly who does what. There's no issue. I don't ever do anything to start with anybody.
It's nothing to do with you.
So if he's gonna start with a mosquito, he can start with any mosquito. And again, he'll do this with the next one. He doesn't do things once. He starts a pattern. The second the next mosquito does something he doesn't like. If there's been too many different problems.
Where people don't get along with one mosquito after another, eventually we tell them that you have one more chance, and then after that we pull your ashgacha, and we're not sending another mosquito again. We do that.
So for that reason, you take away ashgacha, but not for multiple briberies and like 100 different infractions. Major infractions.
I explained that all to you already twice.
You haven't. You told me you can't explain it to me.
No,
you just told me you gave him a letter.
No,
so you can put this in this big letter. You can also put you can't start fights for no reason. It's the same thing. You want to give him your demand.
That we were given to make decisions. This is our decision. I'm not saying you have to agree with it. I'm not saying you like it.
I'm worried what's best for the Kashruth of the kitchen.
And so am I. And so am I. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for any other reason than Kashruth.
Okay, that kitchen specifically, I know it better than anybody. It's a fact. If you want the best Kashruth in that kitchen, I am the best one to be there.
But I'm a little older than you and I have 25 years more experience in life. And that 25 years experience taught me a lot more than you know at this point in life. That's experience in human relations. That's experience in dealing with people and dealing with problems that you should never know about. I've dealt with probably every single problem that exists in this world in 25 years in community work, dealing with thousands of people. It gives you a lot of experience. And I made my decision. And I think the decision is right. I'm convinced it's right. Okay? I'm not saying I don't make mistakes. But I think this decision is right. And I've been given that power because of that experience. And that's why I'm making the decision. And I made my decision. And I think it's right. I don't have to convince you that it's right. You can think it's wrong. And that's your right. And I'm not taking away your right. And I don't say I don't make mistakes. I think this decision is right.
But you can't explain it.
I didn't say I can't. I'm not prepared to. I'm not prepared to because you're not prepared to listen, to be honest with you.
I'm prepared to listen to anything. Please don't tell me what I'm willing to listen to.
You're not prepared. You won't be able to hear it because you're so focused on your direction.
Because you're not telling me anything. You're just telling me you're gone, he's staying, and that's it. And I can't tell you why. I won't tell you why. So how am I supposed to listen? You're not telling me anything. If you could explain it, then maybe I could understand. But without explaining it...
I'm not prepared to go down that road. I'm not prepared to go down that road.
Because I'm not willing to listen, you said, but I am.
Your head is not there. You listen to your conversation, your head is not there. What do you say?
I don't have anything more to add. I think that Melech is a good mashgiach and it's a valuable asset. And relationships break down. And we've seen it not once, not twice. We've seen it many, many times. Rafi Amar, in this particular case, he doesn't have a history breaking relationships with mashgiachim. He doesn't have that history. He, through challenges, we're in this kitchen for a fair, extended period of time. And at this point, there's no hope for anything to continue. There's no point and there's no hope. And I hope that you can see that. And if you can't, maybe any ways you'll continue and trust Rabbi Felder's guidance and make the best of a bad situation. Trust us that we'll deal with the situation with Rafi Amar, and trust us to continue with.
But I don't trust. I mean, the first bribery issue you knew about like 8-10 months ago, however long ago it was, and nothing was done then. Nothing's done now.
The second bribery you knew about since February 1st, and you didn't do anything either.
No, I didn't know anything about anything. I was on a plane. I was on a plane on a Sunday in the middle of vacation.
It's fine.
And guess what? I didn't know it was a pattern then. I found out after it was a pattern. That was that day of that meeting. He gave me that letter. And you did nothing. He reported it to you and you did nothing. How do you explain that? Okay, because Rafi didn't even know about it, which means you never talked to him about it. You never did anything.
Yeah.
So explain that.
Yeah, and you didn't do anything about February
explain it.
You explain it.
Okay, see.
Why did COR do nothing when he was first told about it?
You're asking me.
Okay. What's not? Okay. So what's for the future?
Things come up. Events come up, and something that if Melech if you're willing to work with us, and I mean that when I say if you're willing to work with us, then I feel that it'll work out properly. But only if you're willing to work with us.
Well, what I'm willing to do is to continue going there, and if some other thing comes up, if he starts breaking rules again, then you can...
It's not, you keep going back there. We made our decision. Our decision is final. We're not backing off that decision. You want to take us to the entire? Come and go. I'll give you Rabbi Bale's number if you like. Want his number? I'll give it to you right now.
I can get his number.
Our decision is final. Unless the Bezin tells us we have to change, I'm not changing it. That is my decision. Our decision. It wasn't mine. Our decision. I mean, it's also mine. But I'm saying I didn't do it alone. It's not a unilateral decision. We talked about it. We discussed it. We all feel that way.
Okay, so to be clear, what is
all
your final...
All of us that were involved, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of us, I think, that are involved in this decision, we all came to the same conclusion. It's not like it wasn't even a vote. We all had the same consensus, came to the same consensus. That we should continue giving them hashgacha, and it will not work if you're there. Not your fault. Nothing, no reflection on your work, on your personality. There's nothing to do with it. It's a reality, and we have to live with realities of life. We all have to live with the realities of life, and we all have to suffer because of it. That's life. It's not fair. You know, Satmar Rav. Somebody came to Satmar Rav and said, "Rebbe, it's not fair, but a certain situation." So the Rebbe said, "Yeah, it's en gerach." You speak Yiddish?
I understand.
It's en gerach. It's kimaran. And he brings him and he sits him in front of a book. It says here, open the book. Shai barayin. Write in your story. This is my not fair book. Anybody comes with a story it's not fair, I believe it's not fair, I tell them, Shai barayin. It's not fair. We'll get to the book, you write in your story. You're right, it's not fair. That's life. The Rebbeinu Shalom also plays a role. As Rav Hutton used to say, Ruba the Ruba, they to fear develop. You know, the Rebbeinu Shalom also has the Rebbeinu Shalom also has what to say sometimes. Sometimes that's you weren't supposed to work there anymore. Do I know why? Rebbeinu Shalom has a plan for you. I don't know, I can't answer that. But that was the way the neighbors feared it, that it should happen. I can't control that.
It's not done through magic. He has people here, people.
But that's the way it happened, and it can't continue. It will not work. So what am I going to be, an idiot?
So you're giving him another chance to make it work, but you're not giving me another chance to make it work.
That's not true. We're giving you another chance, as over here. We just said about 20 seconds ago that yes, we feel it can work.
No, I'm talking about with him. You're giving him.
It won't work there.
I disagree, and you're not even willing to give it a chance.
No.
That's what it.
No.
Exactly. You're not even willing to give it a chance.
Everybody
you're willing to give him a chance, but not me a chance.
That's absolutely false. You're turning it around.
I'm not turning anything.
That's the truth. No, we're giving you a chance. We're giving him a chance. We're giving him a chance based on new rules that he's not so happy with, but we're giving him a chance, and we're giving you a chance. Each one of you in your own new venue, your own new area, your own new set of rules, but not together. That's all. I'm not giving you a chance together with him anymore, because it's not going to work.
Well, without me there, he has no chance of keeping it kosher.
Okay.
He'll do whatever he does, and nothing will be kosher.
Fine.
I think a 10-page report explains that.
Okay, fine. That's your opinion. We hope to prove you wrong.
You won't prove anything wrong. It's a fact.
Okay.
This is not the first time. It's 100 times.
Okay. Fine. Anyway, if that's the way, if you want to be stubborn and stick to it, if you want to go back there and only there.
Well, I never said only there.
We'll end this meeting because there's nothing much more to talk about.
Who said only there? I've been asking for work for years, for other work, at the same time. But I never said I only want Rafi. That's ridiculous.
No, what I'm saying is like this. If you're saying, if your claim is you want to go back there, forget about any other work, that you want to go back there, that's not an option. So if you want to continue that topic, we might as well end this conference, end this meeting.
Other work has nothing to do with this. I always wanted other work.
You didn't hear what I said. To go back there is not an option. Is that clear?
It's clear that's what you're saying, yes.
Good. Fine. Okay, end of discussion on that. You want to take it further? Take it further to another venue.
Yeah, regarding other places, I've always wanted other work.
That you talked to everybody here about.